Hey everybody, Neil back at the luxurious ASL Academy offices, and I'm here today to give you a channel update, something I'm going to try to do every quarter, and the purpose of it is to show you how the channel did, where we're going, and how you as the members are contributing to the channel to help it grow. And it wouldn't be a channel update without talking about these fine gentlemen here. They are at the beginning of every video. I don't talk about it very often and I don't really promote it often at all, but you can become a supporting member of the channel by clicking the join button down below somewhere on your phone or on your favorite browser. No obligation. You don't get anything extra other than your name and lights at the beginning of every video and perhaps a shout out or a leader named after you in a scenario where I will probably get said leader killed off at some point. But the reason I bring this up is because of the support of these fine gentlemen, I am able to, I guess, purchase a little more ASL than I wouldn't normally purchase in order to do things like unboxing on the channel here. So thanks to all the supporters and thanks to any future supporters. Again, no obligation. You'll have access to everything, all the content on this channel, whether you choose to become a channel supporter or not. It's up to you. Now, before we get into the meat of this update, I want to talk about the elephant in the room below. These are some stats I can pull off of YouTube, and they're a little bit interesting, a little bit discouraging. So, who watches the channel? Between people who are subscribed and people who are not subscribed, they just kind of pass by the channel or watch a video and then move on. 46% of the watch hours or views on the channel are people who aren't subscribed at all. That's a little discouraging to me. Maybe that's the norm for YouTube. I don't know the stats of other channels, but half the people who watch the videos on this channel aren't subscribed to the channel, which means they have interest in some sort of interest in ASL. They clicked on a video and watched at least some portion of it to be counted as a view, but they don't subscribe. So my call to action is, if you're interested in Advanced Squad Leader and you're interested in getting the game to grow and having more exposure to people who don't play it, is subscribe. Because what happens is, as the channel grows, the likelihood of it being recommended to people who are into gaming or wargaming or hex and counter gaming, it's going to show up on their feed and they're going to watch the video or see it and be more aware of the Advanced Squad Leader. It doesn't take anything to hit the subscribe button or even the like button. I would take a like button because a like button per the YouTube algorithm does the same thing. The more likes a video it gets, the more likely it is to be recommended to somebody else that's just perusing through YouTube, that's interested in gaming type of things and gets more exposure to Advanced Squad Leader. So please, if you're watching the video and you're not subscribed and you're remotely interested in wargaming, hex and counter gaming, Advanced Squad Leader, all of the above, either hit the subscribe button or the like button or both. That would be greatly appreciated. I like to get these numbers up a little more to get Advanced Squad Leader out into the greater YouTube community. So please do so. The growth of the channel from Q3 last year to Q4 last year was quite large, mainly because during the summer I didn't post too many videos and then I posted more videos. So some of the growth is due to that. Total video views were up 164% between Q3 and Q4. Watch time was basically doubled and subscribers nearly doubled. The additional subscribers to the channel, 175 in Q3 to 304 in Q4. So thanks to the amazing channel growth, I'll try to continue to make content in a more frequent manner. One other milestone, we crossed 400,000 channel views since the channel started in 2020, I think, somewhere in early 2020. 416,000 as of me making this video. And so we're approaching 500,000 video, 500,000 video views. So if you think wargaming, more specifically Advanced Squad Leader, there's no interest in it or it's kind of dying, it is not. It's still popular. People are still interested in it, and I'll still keep making videos for people who are interested in watching them. So let's hit 500,000. I don't know when I'm going to hit it. We won't hit it by the next Q1 update, but we're approaching 500,000 channel views. Just ASL, Advanced Squad Leader. That's it. Now, who's watching? What are the demographics? This should come as no surprise to anybody. Wargaming and Advanced Squad League is an aging demographic. You can see nearly 40% of the people viewing. I don't know how they figure out ages, but YouTube says about 40% of us are 55 to 64 years old, and I fall in that range as well. One of the reasons I started this channel, multiple reasons, but I'll only mention this one, was to kind of bring a younger players into the system by, going to the source. Younger people like to flock to social media, YouTube, that kind of thing. And I figured, why not start making ASL videos on YouTube that have, pretty good production quality, talk about the game, profile the game, unbox products, show what it's all about, try to make it less scary to new players and more approachable. But it would be great if we could bring a new, younger player set into the system, get them to learn about World War II and history, which is one of the things I like about playing ASL. A lot of the World War II history I've learned has come from, playing ASL, researching scenarios, that sort of thing. So other than a game, it's a great teacher of history, in my opinion. So let's try to promote this to younger players and get some new blood into the system because I really think it needs it. Where are people watching from? Should come as no surprise. About half of viewers come from the United States, and rest of them come from the rest of the world, spread all over the place because there's a huge drop off between 46% in the U.S. and 5.5% in the United Kingdom. So half from the U.S., the rest from all over the world. UK, Canada, Russia, Australia, and after that, it's like 1%, small percentages from all over the world, but we're primarily a North America based channel. Lots of viewers from there and from Europe. Now, what were the top 10 videos on the channel for Q4 2023? Number 10 is the unboxing of Orsonia, which I just did a few weeks ago, I think. Unboxing videos are fairly popular. There's a little bit of some people think they're pointless. I don't. They they give people an opportunity to see what's actually in the product before throwing their hard-earned money at a box of printed cardboard and paper, which is becoming, as you and I both know, very expensive. So these are fairly popular. Um, Again, I don't do them as often as I'd like because there's so much ASL out there and I don't buy it all. But like I said, the channel support helps me buy a little bit more so I can do some of these unboxing for you guys. So Orsonia from Advancing Fire with 1,212 views was at number 10 on our most popular video for Q4. Coming at number 9 was a ASL Tactical talking about MET-TC, applying military doctrine to ASL. This is something that we all do, I think, when we play ASL, the way we analyze the scenario before we jump into playing it. And this kind of just goes over the process of how we as gamers model the military doctrine process of when they come up with a plan for a tactical plan for a situation they need to address on the battlefield. And that had 1,372 views, fairly popular. Number 8, bite-sized ASL number 1. This is something I just came up with late last year. Instead of having long, drawn-out discussions about tactical tips or rules discussion, I thought, well, what about bite-sized stuff in the format of a YouTube short? And the format of a YouTube short is it's basically shot on your phone and uploaded, and it has to be 60 seconds or shorter. So the purpose of these is to give 60-second bite-sized ASL rule reminders or tips. And the first one I did naturally is the most popular. Usually the first thing you do that's new is your most popular video for that type of topic. and it had 1,373 views. But I am going to keep producing these. They're fairly popular. They're pretty easy for me to produce. They're pretty short and painless to produce, unlike things like Let's Play scenarios, which take many, many, many hours to produce. But these are very simple and fun to do for me. So number 8. Number 9, we have turn 1 of Let's Play Retake in Veerville. Doing these takes quite a bit of time. One, I have to plan it, I have to play it, and if I play it with physical counters, I have to pull out the boards, all the counters, leave it set up on my table, film it, watch it, edit it, make sure I got everything right. And if I don't, I need to try to address it in the video with pop-up annotations, and all that takes time. For example, playing a turn of a scenario and talking through it instead of just playing it by myself silently, talking through it, what I'm doing, might take an hour, give or take. The editing process, the reviewing it for clarity and accuracy, and annotating it and trimming it down and making it look good might take 8 hours on top of that. And then just to render the video might take an hour. And if there's a mistake in the video, to re-render it takes another hour to re-render it. So these let's play scenarios take a lot of my time. That's why I don't do it very often. I guess I could just play it, not edit it, and just let it be as it is. But I want to make sure that when I'm doing a let's play scenario, which is supposed to be a tutorial session to teach new players and interested players how to play the game, how the mechanics work, I want to make sure I get it right. And I don't always do that, mainly because solo play for me is hard. So I'm relying on viewers to point out things I may have missed in the comments. But I want to make sure I get it right, and that just takes a lot of time to do. But long story short, turn one, retake in Veerville, 1,401 views, and this is an older video, so it's still fairly popular for people who are coming into the system to want to watch how the ASL system works. And retake in Veerville is an excellent way to do that, both playing and watching from a tutorial point of view. Number 6, bite size rules number 1, 1,540 views. This is examples 1 through 5, the first video I did. Then what I do with those videos is I break them out into shorts, which typically will show up more frequently on your phone. If you're browsing YouTube, it will pop up as a recommendation because shorts are basically a phone format on YouTube. But this was the first one where I gathered the 1 through 5 of bite-sized ASL rules, and it seems fairly popular. And like I said earlier, I'm going to keep doing these because they're easy to do. Number 5 was Bite Size Rules number 5, 1,559 views. I'm not sure why. 1 was more popular. 2, 3, 4 were kind of don't make this list, but 5 did for some reason, and it had examples 21 through 25. So again, Bite Size ASL fairly popular. Number 4, Let's Play Hamlet's Demise Turn 1. This is going to be finished up shortly. I started this late last year, turn 1, and it's full ASL, and it was basically to illustrate a simple small scenario to illustrate not necessarily infantry rules, but vehicle movement, two hit, two kill process with vehicles and guns, which I did as boot camps sometime last year, and I wanted to play a scenario to show that sort of mechanic in action. So I wanted to keep it small, and I played Hamlet's Demise Turn 1, 2,054 views. At number 3, we have Hamlet's Demise Analysis and Setup, where I go through the orders of battle, the scenario, orders of battle, how I set up, plans of attack, plans of defense for the scenario. That had 2,127 views during last quarter. Number 2, this is an oldie but a goodie. The ASL system, I think this was published almost 3 years ago, back in 2021, but it's still number 2 most popular video for Q3. 2,274 views. I think it's approaching almost 30,000 views. So this was basically boot camp number 1, where I start talking about just from the basic. What is ASL? What is a counter? What's the map? What are hexes? Very simple thing to introduce people to the system, and it's the most popular video on the channel with almost 30,000 views. From a YouTube point of view, 30,000 isn't very large. From an ASL point of view, 30,000 views is actually enormous. So good video to watch if you're interested in starting into ASL. And the number one video from last quarter is tutorial 0, which actually precedes the video I just talked about, but I shot it much later. 3,154 views. This is a video I probably should have done first, which I talk about at the beginning of this video, because tutorial 1 talks about what is the system, ASL system. Tutorial 0 talks about how do I get into the system. So I talk about what modules, what rule books are there, what modules are there, what order should you buy them in. Should I play ASL first or starter kit first? And if I play one or the other, how should I approach it? Because there are ways to approach it other than just diving straight into the rule book, as we all know. So this video is kind of a precursor to tutorial 1. I should have shot this first, but it was pretty popular last quarter, 3154 views. So what's coming next? In Q1, Q2, sometime first half of next year. We're going to do in no particular order. I don't know how this is going to play out, but probably Twilight of the Reich is going to be, as soon as I get it, we'll do an unboxing. And they're going to start shipping, I believe, right after Winter Offensive. So I think January 16th onward, they'll start shipping Twilight of the Reich. It's not a core module. It's not a historical module. It's more of a themed module about the basically the end of the war, World War II. And after that, at the same time, there's a Winter Offensive 18 being released, and I'll unbox that. That'll be a quick one. It's only, I think, 2 boards, 3 scenarios, quick old unboxing. I'm going to do a Broken Ground Design counter review. I have some counters from Broken Ground Design. They had a Black Friday sale late last year, so I've been curious, so I picked some up, and I'm going to do a review of those counters. Then I'm going to do a third-party counter comparison. There's a bunch of modules and third-party publishers that have counters. Either they publish them on their own, that you can just buy the counter, or they have counters that come with their various modules. I'm going to kind of compare them and see, who's got the best aftermarket counters. I know some of you guys love your counters. I'm a bit apathetic about them, but I know people are really interested in counters. I'm going to do a comparison between Multi-Man Publishing, Lone Canuck, LFT, Broken Ground, Advancing Fire, Bounding Fire, Critical Hit. I'm going to compare all their counters. I'm going to rate them, break it down, and give you who's the best cardboard puncher out there. Then I'm going to do a unboxing of the original Squad Leader. It's an unpunched version of Squad Leader. And I'm going to just have a discussion about the original Squad Leader, ASL, and do an unboxing of the original. I'm also going to do a Cross of Iron, unpunched version of Cross of Iron, do an unboxing of that, talk about what was added to the system over Squad Leader and how it differs from ASL. We'll have an AAR, at least one AAR for sure, of J227, another frustrating day, which we're going to kick off here, I think, next weekend. Probably have that in a few weeks. I'll do another scenario tactical analysis. I don't know what scenario I will analyze. I did Niskemi Biscari Highway a few weeks ago. It seemed fairly popular. I'll pick some other scenario, probably a classic type scenario, and break it down. Heck, maybe I'll break out retaking Veerville, since that's a scenario that's near and dear to everyone's heart, new players and old players. Friday Night Tactical, question mark. Is it going to return? We're talking about it. We haven't broken down any plans on when and how we're going to do it or what we're going to talk about, but I think we'd like to do Friday Night Tactical again, at least every 2 weeks or so. So stay tuned for that, which is a live stream, by the way. And you can watch and ask questions and converse with us and, have fun just discussing ASL or war games in general, whatever you guys want to talk about. And of course, more bite-sized ASL. Those will be coming out here and there, easy to do, pretty popular, good rule reminders and rule tips for people playing ASL. One last thing, really unrelated to the channel, but don't forget about the website. I have a website where I post articles, videos that link back to YouTube. They kind of should go in tandem. Lots of resources on the channel. There's a menu up at the top. There's starter kit resources. There's ASL resources, bunch of PDFs. There's all the maps for the system are up here. Vasl Central, there's scenario setups you can download. Scenario table creator, the the notes creator tool for Vasl. There's all kinds of things on the site that you can use to improve your either physical ASL game or your Vasl game, or both. I play both. So don't forget about the website. All right, so that's it for the channel update. Hope everyone has a good first half of the year playing ASL. Once again, thanks to all the supporters shown here and all the viewers as well. And we'll see you in the next quarterly update, as well as the next video, which will probably be bite-sized ASL. We'll see you then.